Hey everybody, Alex Kozora, SteelersDepot.com, back with some more Pittsburgh Steelers tape breakdown and analysis. And when you pick off your first two passes of your career against future Hall of Famer Aaron Rodgers in primetime television and a big Steelers win, you get a film room breakdown. So we're talking Beanie Bishop, his two interceptions. I also want to look at his maturation and growth and a couple other plays from this Jets game. So let's talk about it. Before we start, if you guys could like this video, subscribe to the channel, and check out this site, SteelersDepot.com. Would really appreciate that. So with Bishop, I want to start from bad to good. I want to look at the week-by-week progression I've seen in one particular concept or assignment. So going back to Week 5 against the Cowboys, that loss, primetime television, a really tough game for Bishop overall. This is 3rd and long. I think it's 3rd and 14. We're going to see a really good throw here from Dak Prescott, so credit to him and credit to CeeDee Lamb for the catch here in the slot. But just watching Bishop, Pittsburgh is in cover 3, and so they got 3 deep zone here with deep third, 4 under, 1, 2, 3, 4, and Bishop has curl flat responsibility. And so I know he's not responsible for the deep third here, but you got to understand the situation. It's 3rd and long. There's really nothing in the flat. The tight end is, chipping and releasing out. But you can carry this vertically with these two vertical concepts trying to flood this zone. And so I don't think Bishop gets enough depth here. He's a little bit shallow. Even compare him to Terrell Edmonds, who doesn't even have the two verticals, has just the one receiver behind. You got to be able to carry and sink and get depth here. Really squeeze this throw. And then watch at the catch point here. There's no resistance. Lamb has easy sight on the ball, makes a great catch, and Bishop's really going for the push out more so than trying to contest the throw. So we're not seeing Bishop get the depth and really feel the situation of 3rd and long. They're running multiple vertical concepts here. I got one deep third defender. Let me sink. If they want to throw it flat and short, that's fine. We'll tackle the catch. We'll stop them short of the sticks and get off the field. Doesn't happen here. It's a big conversion. Now let's go to Week 6, the Raiders game, a better game overall for Bishop. In similar situation here, he's going to be in the flat. They're going to run different concept. They're running inverted cover 2. And so Joey Porter Jr. becomes deep half. Other safety, Deshaun Elliott becomes deep half. There's Patrick Queen as the middle hole defender. You got Minka rotating down. And so Bishop in the corner to the other side, Dante Jackson. They are playing here true, flat coverage. But you're seeing Bishop reading the quarterback, get some more depth here. Maybe a little bit late, but we're seeing at the very end, get that hand up to try to contest that throw. It's incomplete. Partially, and probably mostly because the receiver slipped and fell. But again, we're seeing him get a little bit more depth here on the throw. And then I think importantly, opening his hips, getting his hand up and really trying to contest and squeeze that throw in any way possible, either by obscuring the receiver's view or getting a hand on the football. So a little bit better job here by Beanie Bishop to get some depth here in his zone, flat responsibility, and, who knows exactly what would have happened had this receiver stayed on his feet, but I like the improved technique from Beanie. So one last look, and then we'll go to the interception against the Jets. All right, now to the interception against the Jets, his second pick of the day. We'll look at the first one here in a moment. So Pittsburgh running the same coverage as the first example. They're running cover 3. And again, Bishop to the top here. He is going to have the curl flat responsibility. And so here we're seeing a couple of vertical routes, and he's just getting more depth here. He's not sitting flat, and he's reacting to the routes that are behind him. There's 2 vertical routes here, like that Cowboys clip with a CeeDee Lamb catch, and he's really able to get that depth. He's reading the quarterback's eyes. Ball comes out a little bit quicker, and it's a really good throw from Rodgers. And to be clear, Bishop said after the game, and you can see it on the replay, he did not tip the ball here initially, but what I think he did impact the throw, A, getting that depth, really squeezed the area that ball could be put, and then B, you see him get his hand up. And I think, I'm just kind of speculating a bit, but I think right here, when Bishop throws his hand up, that probably gets in the sight line of Wilson a little bit, and just enough here, this ball pops out of his chest, kind of loses track of exactly where it's at. It's coming at you pretty hot. That's something Wilson typically doesn't do, let that pass out of his hands. And so, remember that first example with Lamb, Bishop didn't put his hand up. He just kind of turned and tried to go for the push out, really wasn't trying to squeeze the throw with everything that he could possibly do. Here he does, squeezes this one a whole lot better. Ricochet, interception. and a good run back that nearly becomes a pick six, taken down by the 1 yard line. Great effort by Devontae Adams right here, running on screen. Bishop actually, as Devontae said, he was trying to go for the punch out. Bishop peeked over his shoulder right there, knew that Devontae was behind him, secured that football a little bit to avoid disaster and a forced fumble. Pittsburgh sneaks it in over the goal line on the next play. But really comparing that first play against Dallas in Week 5, the last primetime game, that conversion allowed to CeeDee Lamb. In this one, a big difference, a big glow up here for Beanie Bishop Jr. All right, let's look at the first career interception from Beanie Bishop Jr. And this was, man, such a good play from Beanie. Really any corner. I don't care who it is. I don't care what their pedigree or resume is. This is a high-level play. So Pittsburgh in cover 2 this time. So like that second example against the Raiders, we're just here in cover 2. We got deep half by the safety, deep half by the safety. Now Pittsburgh, they got the linebacker walked out here because the Jets were empty. And so you got Peyton Wilson here in the flat. You got the corner, Porter to the bottom in the flat. There's Beanie right there on the hash, and he is the middle hole player. And so just to kind of run this back, and then I run the whole thing through, when you're the middle hole defender, you're opening your hips to the strength of the formation. In this case, the trip side. We got 3 receivers to the top. We got 2 to the bottom. We're going to open our hips to the trip side and start carrying anything vertically down the seam because those safeties have the deep half. They're responsible for things vertical and outside the numbers. Typically, their landmark's about 1.5 yards, 2 yards inside the numbers here, like you see that here from the Steelers safety. So that whole defender has to carry things vertically. What I think is really impressive for Bishop is getting his hips turned around because he's turning here to the strength, and that's why Rodgers threw it. And Rodgers said post-game, it was a bad decision. I don't think it was. I think it was a really good throw, a proper read. But Bishop gets his hips around and then makes this crazy one-handed catch. And so to just be able to get in position to contest it, I think is impressive enough. But then to actually finish with a pick is really, really impressive. And so this is the picture Rodgers sees. And I'll flip this around. Maybe I can see it better from the other end zone view of why Rodgers threw this ball. But he knows that Wilson is breaking over the middle. And this is Beanie. He's got his hips turned the other way. And so that's a tough play for Beanie to be able to flip his hips and then break on the ball. It's really not a bad read by Rodgers. But then Beanie, in just one motion, gets his hips turned around, puts his hand out. I don't know how he catches this one, but it's a great job by Bishop and then picks the pass off. So really, really impressive play from the rookie, showing a lot of mental toughness from that tough Cowboys game. You get your worst game of the season in primetime. You lose that one. It's just tough all around. But he's really been able to be tough and bounce back and improve his technique and make a really high-level play right here. So one last look at it. Cover 2, middle hole defender picking that one off. And then you do the end zone celebration. All the young guys run. You got Benton and Wilson and Beanie and Porter. Those guys all sprinting to the end zone to do their dance, which is awesome and fun. All the old heads are like, you guys go run. I'm going to go sit on the bench. I'm going to go rest up here. We got Cam and TJ and Minka. We'll watch you run. You guys go celebrate. So great play there from Beanie Bishop Jr. The next defensive snap for Bishop and the Steelers, you're not resting on your laurels. You made one play. Let's go make another. And this is the last play of the first half here. RPO. The Jets are running, and Bishop here over number 2 is going to come downhill, make this tackle on number 3 on the bubble. That's Wilson again. Garrett Wilson not having a fun time facing Beanie Bishop and making the open field stop. And so any thought the Jets had about maybe if we had a chunk play here, the Pittsburgh's not been tackling well in the first half, maybe we can get something going here for one last drive with whatever it was, 20 seconds left. But Bishop shuts things down. And so a great open field stop. That nickel corner got to be able to fit the run, got to be able to tackle. And Beanie, not feeling too good about that last play in the sense of I'm not going to get too high on myself and start just kind of getting overconfident. I feel good about the interception, but let's go make the next play. He does. It's a great job there. Also made a great tackle on a very similar concept against Brock Bowers against the Raiders. And so that was an RPO bubble that had worked a couple times earlier in that game. And then Bishop finally got Bowers down for a tackle for loss. They stopped running the bubble after that. So Beanie Bishop Jr. really showing improvement and looking pretty strong here. Will there be some tough games ahead? I'm sure. That's life of the corner, whether you're Porter or Bishop or anybody, down to down. You're going to get picked on. You're going to get beat occasionally, give up some yards. There were some slants that, they gave up in this one. I thought he tackled well overall. But just to see the progression and the maturation of him and the improved technique and just really learning from one mistake to the next, how to apply, how to get better. It's been a lot of fun. And so I think in some ways, when you're an undrafted free agent, when you're a small guy like Beanie, when you've been to 3 colleges, you probably get pretty callous, and mentally tough that way, where you've kind of been through it, basically through it all at that point. You've been through some tough times, and when you get beat against Dallas like that, it's just another obstacle that you can overcome, because he's overcome a lot to get to that point. So in some way, I think this story and the path he's taken has hardened him in a good way for these moments where you have a bad game. Let's bounce back. Let's go make the next play. And he made a couple of great plays against the Jets. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Appreciate you guys watching. Please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel and check out the site, SteelersDepot.com. Thank you again, and we'll talk to you soon.